What's up, YouTube? So, in this video, I'm going to be giving my game day report for the AFC and NFC Championship for the 2021 NFL season. So, let's go ahead and get right into it. So, Stanley Morgan is the first person out for Cincinnati. The first game today is between the Bengals and Chiefs, so I'll start there. He's mostly just a depth guy. They do have another receiver on the practice squad if they want to bring him up. But if not, I think they're going in with plenty of guys. They got 6 active, so that they should be fine there. Cam Sample, that really does hurt. He's a pretty good rotational defensive end for them, but I don't really expect them to bring up anybody. They have guys. Wyatt Ray and Damian Square should be fine. Josh, I do expect him to play. He is listed as questionable, but generally speaking, in the AFC Championship, if you're questionable in this type of game, you're probably going to play. If not, though, honestly, Tyler Shelvin is an amazing player. I think he could step up for you without too much concern there. So yeah. Obviously, the big loss though is Jermaine Pratt, their inside linebacker. I would probably bring up a guy. I did check ahead of time. They do have another linebacker on their practice squad. I would definitely think about probably doing that. Going into a game with only 4 linebackers is pretty questionable to me because not only are you weak depth-wise, but also those are typically your players that do a lot of special teams things for you. So I would probably bring up a linebacker. They do have one on the practice squad. I checked ahead of time. So yeah, I would definitely suggest doing that. But moving on to the Chiefs. The Chiefs are fairly healthy. Their offense doesn't really have any new injuries that are too concerning. Trent Williams is listed as questionable. I assume he'll probably be active, but if not, it's not really that big of an impact. They got Clyde and McKinnon, so they're fine. Those are their main 2 receivers anyway. They got all their receivers, got all their starting linemen at this point. The only thing is Tyrann Mathieu with the concussion. He is still listed as questionable, but I have also seen reports that he is definitely expected to play, so there's that. So I'm not really too concerned as far as that goes. There's nothing really too concerning with the Chiefs. Moving on to the Niners in the NFC, nothing too scary here. Trent Williams is questionable, but I did go ahead and check. It looks like he is going to play. He does have an ankle injury. So we will have to kind of take a look at that and see how mobile he's going to be. But it is looking like he's going to play. He definitely at least thinks he's going to play. So we'll see. They do have Jeff Wilson, the running back, questionable. I'm not really that concerned. They do run the ball a lot, but if Trey Sermon has to step up into his role, I think he'll be fine. So I'm not really too concerned about that. Defensively, there's nothing really too crazy. Tre'Davious Moore is out. They do have a DB on their practice squad. I did check that ahead of time as well. Maybe they'll bring him up. I think Dante Johnson can probably play some safety for you in a pinch if you need him to. But I think they're probably fine. The Rams definitely have some question marks here. Van Jefferson is listed as questionable. Again, though, a lot of these questionable players, I assume they're probably going to play. But they do have a receiver on the practice squad. I did go ahead and check ahead of time. They do have one. So they may want to think about bringing them up. 1 second. Sorry about that. But yeah, I would think about bringing up somebody if Van Jefferson isn't going to play. I just don't like going into a playoff game with only 4 receivers. That just doesn't bode well for you. And they do have a guy on the practice squad, so I would probably bring him up if Van isn't going to play. So, yeah. Taylor Rapp is still listed as questionable. Eric Weddle has been playing in his stead for most of the postseason. Honestly, with him being questionable, he might get some limited snaps because Eric Weddle is a viable backup. But I do expect him to probably at least play some to some degree. So nothing too crazy. Most of these injuries are injuries that we were already aware of going into the postseason. So nothing too scary here. But even if Van can't go, that is a really big blow. Like that would be a pretty big one. But I think Cooper Kupp, Odell, and Tyler Higbee are gonna be fine. But again, if Van Jefferson doesn't play, I think they should probably bring up their other receiver off the practice squad just to have a little bit of depth there. But yeah. Anyway, I think that's going to do it for this video. If you liked it, appreciate hitting that like button. If you have any questions or comments in the comments down below, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.